How much more faith do you have in your Lakers after seeing what they did last night?
None.
None?
I saw the second unit give me 14 points.
Wow.
Did you see that 17-point lead evaporate in a matter of 3 minutes? Did you see that?
Wait, the starters outscored their starters 107-72?
Let me ask you a question. So in the playoff game, so the starters going to play the entire 48 minutes? I mean, I thought that's what you had backups for. They come in, if you got a lead, you hold it. If you're down, they dig into the lead till the starters get back.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Did you see Malik Beasley? Had more turnovers than points.
But he just hadn't been playing very much. And you know he's a shooter, and shooters need to keep shooting, and they'll go hot, and they'll go cold, and they'll go cold, and they'll go hot.
Thank you, making my point. See?
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
You go cold, they go hot. They go cold, they go hot. So what happens in the playoffs when he's cold?
Well, you just play him sparingly because you got a new starting lineup that really, really, really works.
Yeah, look, I've seen this before. I love the way the guys play. Vando gave us some hit 2 big threes, played really good defense on DeMar DeRozan yesterday. But look, Skip, I've seen AD went 13 and 20 from the field, 11-14 from the foul line. That's his 16th game when he's had at least 30 points and 10 boards. We've seen this. But didn't you see a game the other day where he had 8 field goal attempts? Didn't you see a game the other day where he had 13 points? A game against Toronto where he had 8 points and 9 rebounds?
Yeah.
You make it seem like he plays this every night. LeBron says he always plays like this. Sometimes you just got to kick him in his ass every now and then, but he always plays like that, so I'm never worried.
Well, so that's actually, you're undercutting your own statement. He always plays like it, but sometimes you got to kick him in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Right. That's my point.
Yeah.
So are you telling me, as we sit here today and discuss them, what do they have, 6 games left? AD's going to play like he played against Vucevic last night. He's going to play like that the remaining of the regular season and in the playoffs. Okay, Skip, we going our way.
I think you got a shot for him to play like he did last night, about 80% of however many games are left, and that includes the post.
Yeah.
I think in 80% of those games he will play equivalent to last night.
He hadn't done that 80% of the time this year. So what makes you think he's going to do it now?
I saw it in the bubble, and this feels like the bubble to me out of the bubble.
That was so long ago, Skip.
Okay, all right, but it feels like LeBron got his break. He got to revitalize. He got to reinvigorate. He came back fresh. He came back much healthier than he left. He was able to sleep off passing Kareem and get back on track to win basketball games.
Can I do how about this? The Lakers moving forward in the West, the Lakers can beat anybody that makes the playoff or the play-ins. They also can lose to anybody that's in the playoff or make the play-in.
Yeah, I'm not sure about your second statement. I'm just not sure about that because there's a lot of junk that's rising to the top right now.
But Skip, you do realize in the play-in, it's one game. It's not a 7-game series.
All right.
Now, okay, we get to the playoffs. Could Memphis beat them? Could Golden State beat them? Could Sacramento beat them? Could Denver beat them? Yes!
I kind of like LA's chances over all those teams. I do. I really do.
No, Skip, you're looking at it because of their 2 stars. And yes, but the 2 stars are in this position, what we're in right now. You make it seem like, AD and LeBron hadn't played together. They have.
Yeah.
And the backup unit, and yesterday, the backup unit wasn't very good. 14 points.
You just didn't need them to be very good, right? It was one of those nights where the starters started and the starters finished.
But, Skip, you had a 17-point lead. I turn, go downstairs, take the dogs out, come back upstairs, and they're down a point. How?
Okay. All right. And then what happened?
They finished out strong in the second quarter, and they carried it over. Because normally the third quarter is the bugaboo. The third quarter normally like, hey, man, we did good the first half. Hey, guys, we'll kick it in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So let's go let them go on a run. Let them score 51, 40, 38 points.
Yep.
We go and let's try to figure it out.
Okay, and they won the third quarter by a point. So that's progress, right? And they won the fourth quarter by 2 points. That's big progress.
Yeah, but they was already up. I think they closed out the second quarter on like a 10 nothing run.
They got back in charge.
Right.
That's what happened.
Skip, look. I like the Lakers, AD. I'm not worried about LeBron. If you notice, I ain't even mentioned LeBron. I didn't mention that he only played a little over 31 minutes, and he had 25 points. Yeah, I didn't mention him because I'm not concerned about him. If AD gives me that, okay, now Skip, we might be on to something. But I just can't. I've just seen too much. I've seen too much inconsistency from AD because I know what he is.
All right. Since you don't love your team, I will. I have told you since the trade deadline. I have not backed off. I have not wavered from this side of the table. I've told you I like this team. We're going to talk about Russell Westbrook, who had a night of nights last night, and I don't care. I used to be a Clippers fan, but I'm not anymore because that was fool's gold. He was fool's gold when LeBron and AD said, we got to go get Russ. Nope. And you sat over there morning after morning after morning. We got to get out from under him. We're stuck with Russ. You got out from under him. You got out from under Pat Bev. I love Patrick Beverley. I love what he's made of. I love his heart, but he's just hard to handle for a coach, for the fandom. He's a distraction. He's more about him. He's more about making a spectacle of himself than being a teammate. He's hard to win with. God bless the Bulls. I think he did well for the very young T-Wolves last year. He was sort of a leader for them. And then what happened? They lost in the first round, obviously, to Memphis. But the point is, I like your basketball team, and I love that LeBron has come back refreshed, sort of the way he went to the bubble, very refreshed. How many years ago is that now? Is that 3 or 2 years ago?
Yeah,
two, yeah, whatever. But the point is, last night was very significant to me. I told you Monday, after the Bulls had embarrassed them in LeBron's return on Sunday, the Lakers weren't ready for the Bulls on Sunday because the Bulls had won 6 out of 7 on the road. And LeBron did not announce that he was going to play until like 3 minutes before the game. And all of a sudden they're like, wait, you're going to play with us? We're rolling, man. We just won 3 in a row. And they couldn't figure it out fast enough against a very good basketball team. And yet I told you they will wreak revenge because they'll have a couple of days to catch their breath and say, okay, let's reset all this because the pieces are in place. And I'm going to read this line from Anthony Davis after the game because I really agree with it. I appreciate the fact that he acknowledged this. We can definitely make a run. We got all the right pieces from top to bottom. Okay, that's the truth about this team because the bench that you disqualify from last night, there's talent up and down the line. You got Hachimura, you got Schroeder, you got Lonnie Walker, you got pieces to the puzzle that didn't need to contribute last night, but will when it's time for them to contribute. All right, what happened last night that was significant? 2 huge developments. They have started 79 different lineups this year. 79 different lineups? You're kidding. Last night was the first time they started this lineup. It was significant because LeBron was raving after the game in ways he rarely does about this lineup. It was LeBron after the game who said, I think the number one thing is we have multiple ball handlers. So no one has to feel stressed handling the ball every possession. See LeBron James. He got tired of, I don't want to do it all the time. Let me switch off a little bit. D'Lo can handle the ball. D'Lo's a talent. Austin Reeves is proving right before your very eyes he belongs in this league and in this lineup, right? And then, speaking of Austin Reeves, he had a good quote about, he said about the starting lineup last night, when you have that much talent on the court, Bron, AD, D'Lo especially, and then you kind of fit me and Vando, as in Vanderbilt, in there, hustle guys who play the right way, then you've got something. You do. You got something. Again, they outscored Chicago starters, who are no slouches, 107-72 in the house that Jordan built. That's impressive to me because you fought fire with fire. And then equally impressive to me is what Austin Reeves, who keeps taking my breath away, what he did down the stretch. If we could see this, I'm going to show you the 2 shots that he made in the fourth quarter before we get to AD's fourth quarter, which was stupendous. But let me show you Austin Reeves' 2 shots in the fourth quarter. Here's the first one. Tell me this isn't big time. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, that's Luka-esque, right?
That's his pattern. He get a lot of. He get at least one of those a game.
Okay, that's clever. That's IQ. That's footwork. That's I know how to play. I can outwit and out-trick you if I have to because I got quickness and I got some athletic ability and I know how to play this game. LeBron appreciates that. Okay? Then shortly...
Your favorite one?
Here we go. Shortly thereafter, here we go again with similar sort of shot. Austin Reeves Guess who's guarding him? Guess who's guarding him? And he does a little floater and makes it. And he did too small on Pat Bev.
Yeah, that's Kobe of the Ozarks. What you expect?
I love it. And you know what? If you look at him right there, if you see the close-up of his face, he was not laughing about it. It was dead serious. He was getting some revenge for LeBron. For LeBron. Okay? And I love it because he's dead serious, and he says, "Oh, after the game, he's scoffing, being, you know,
competition.
I'm just competing out." No. You had your man's back because you're always going to have his back. And then if we could see and hear what LeBron said right after the game, there were two things going on there. But the first, if we could focus on this, okay, that was serious and then not serious. Because he was very serious about, he's always got my back, always.
Yes.
And then he thought for a second, well, there was that social post that I saw, the meme that he posted. Okay, Austin Reeves was in Newark, Arkansas, and he was 14 years of age. He's
about to be 14.
Okay, he's a little tiny town, like an hour from Little Rock, out in the sticks. And he's in that. He's not quite 14,
he's not
right?
14.
All right.
His birthday is in May, so he'll be 25 in May.
All right, there you go. So the point is, Laker Nation will love the fact that he loved Kobe.
Yes.
Okay, they will appreciate that. That will make him even more beloved. And LeBron, I don't think he took it that personally because he's thinking that little kid, he's supporting Kobe at my expense, but that's okay, right? Okay. That was a moment where I said, wow, Austin Reeves has arrived in LeBron's mind, in his eyes. I can trust him. I can play off him. I can play with him. And he will have my back because the kid is just fearless. I don't know. It's so rare that you would see him come from that circumstance into Los Angeles, California, with the Los Angeles Lakers in Hollywood and rise into this role. But I think before your very eyes, he has matured as a credible basketball player.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So you've got that piece operating. Now to Anthony Davis. He drives you crazier than maybe any player in the history of basketball has driven you.
Yeah, because I root for the team.
You do. In the fourth quarter, Anthony Davis said, give me the damn ball and get out of my way. And every time it looked like Chicago was going to make a run like they did in the second quarter, AD said no, 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 and no. 5 times he shot the ball in the fourth quarter. He made all 5. If we could please see these 5 shots, because this is what you call closing. I've said, does this team have the right closer? And that's there he goes with the tip. That was off the LeBron miss. And then here we go from the corner. And you know he's capable of that. We've seen it a lot. And then he says, you know what? I'm feeling this. And I got that. That's a hard shot, actually. And then he says, you can't guard me. Okay, that's unguardable when you do that. And then here we go one more time. Yep. Okay, there you go. And he's 5 for 5. And the Bulls got no shot.
Can we play in Chicago every game?
Okay, it might help. But the point is, since the trade deadline, your team ranks #1 in defensive efficiency. And this starting lineup will only enhance that because Jared Vanderbilt can defend at the highest level. He's not going to be asked in this starting lineup to do a lot more than defend. Austin Reeves will fight you on defense. At least he will get up in you and bother you. LeBron, on occasion, he'll get inspired by this unit. He will play some defense. And we know that AD can rim protect when his button gets pushed, when he gets kicked in the ass.
Well, you see LeBron yesterday, Pat Bev had the shot up and he said, no, hell no, no.
He said it 3 times, I think. He said, hell no, hell no, hell no. Okay? He did. Okay? Was that a little get back? Sure it was. Okay? I got it. So then we got Darvin Ham talking about, he says, it all starts with, he calls him A, as in AD. It all starts with A, man. Him just playing with force, him not settling, putting pressure on the defense to foul, him just loving and living in the paint. I can't say it more emotionally better than that there from his head coach. Because his head coach, we saw last week, he started calling him Wilt, as in Wilt Davis, as in Wilt Chamberlain. Well, he's not Wilt Chamberlain, but he's trying to talk him into playing closer to Wilt Chamberlain than he usually is. It is an enigma to me. It is the mystery of the NBA, why on any given night he decides to play or not play. I don't know why. Because on a night like that, And again, he's back in his hometown, so you could maybe chalk it up to showing off for the home folks.
Right.
Maybe, okay, it could be. But the point is, he's capable. LeBron is refreshed and capable. I like the new starting lineup, and the bench will find its way into the starting lineup when it's time for it to replace. So I don't know what's not to love about this team. In fact, my gut feeling right now that if I project deep into the playoffs, the two best teams in the West to me right now are the Lakers and the Suns, depending on KD, and we're going to talk about him in a few minutes. Will he get back to being KD quick enough? But would I be shocked if it became Lakers and Suns in the Western Conference Finals? I would not be shocked.
I think the NBA would really like that.
Would they not? Okay.
Skip, like I said, okay, you going to tell me AD is going to play that fire like, okay, LeBron's basically, saying I got to kick him in the butt sometime. Just going to kick him in the butt for the entirety of the playoff. Because we saw what he did. We know, Skip, we know what he's capable of doing.
Yep.
Like I said, he had 16 games with at least 30 and 10 boards. So we know he's more than capable. That's not the issue. It's the fire.
Yep.
It's the passion. It's the burning in the stomach that says, I want to do this. Skip, at no point in time do I turn on the game and the Bucks playing. I was like, man, I wonder if Giannis going to play hard tonight. I wonder if Giannis going to give me that effort tonight. You don't ever worry about that.
No, I'll buy that.
Skip, the only difference between Giannis and Anthony Davis is Giannis plays harder. Giannis plays harder. I don't believe as far as skill set, being able to shoot the basketball.
AD is superior in all
Put it on the floor at all three levels.
No, you're right.
Giannis get 15 points just because he put his head down and said, I'm going to get this today. I'm going to get
true.
it.
I would agree. Okay, so I'm even looking at second chance points last night. It's 29-6 in favor of the Lakers. They showed you, and again, you can make the case, will this be an indictment against them? But they showed you on this night against a team that had just embarrassed them at their place. Right. They showed you what they're capable of. You're always talking about getting out rebounded. What happened last night? It's crushed. It's 45-32 Lakers. You see it.
13 offensive rebounds to 6.
Okay, Vucevic on Sunday at the crib. I mean, he's dominant. It's the script.
Well, Vucevic would have kept him in the game. Okay. They would have probably. Yep. It might have been a game like Philly had Chicago early, where it was 21-1. Yep. If Vucevic, he had like their first 15 points.
He did. Okay, but AD rose above him and dominated him. He needed to, but he did that. Shannon, this team is poised for takeoff.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You better not let it get no rain.
What's that?
Don't you let them get no rain.
Yeah, I don't know about ring, but I'm just saying they're going to make a bunch of noise in the Western Conference that is gettable.
Yeah, because we them boys.
Yeah.
We're going to come out the West.
Possibly. Okay. Well, now you're coming around. There you go.
I would need to see. Let's see what they do against Houston. Okay. Them young legs that want to get up and down, let's see what they do. Because remember last time, they had a big old lead against Houston and end up losing the game.
They should win that one by 20. They
Man,
should.
Stop it.
No, they just should. You know it, and I know it.
Skip, the turnovers. Yeah. You remember at one point in time, it was 9-1 in turnovers. That's what got the Bulls back in the game with the turnovers the Lakers had.
You should trust. Shannon Sharpe.
That Rocket squad, young, they're playing free guys, and they cannot wait to be spoilers. I think they're a bit of a dangerous team, more so than people give them credit for.
I know we're in front of the Seagulls. I mean the Pelicans. My bad, Jed. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Shannon, you keep talking. You keep talking. We're bringing it. We're coming. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.